So welcome everybody. My heart is so full already. Welcome. Welcome to this month's Divine Pulse Community Circle, hosted by me, Elsa Field. I think most of you know me already. Maybe you've journeyed with me before. But if you are new to my work, I am an Avalon priestess. I serve here in Glastonbury, the Isle of Avalon. And I am really dedicated to the sacred sound mysteries. This is part of my life's work, my dharma. What I have come here to bring is a reconnection to the sacred sound mysteries across the ancient world and really bringing that alive again for myself. And then through that path of awakening my voice and my priestess path, I have been so blessed to birth a series of trainings and sacred sound creations around this energy of really reconnection to something that's very ancient, something that is beyond space and time, that is not just connected to the earth. The sound of the universe, that cosmic tone, that cosmic note that unites all of creation as everything in the universe makes sound. And so when we tap into this and we draw it in our lives and we embody it in our daily practice, there is so much healing that can come from these very simple sacred sound practices. And the ways in which, as a priestess collective, we are really at this time working very hard to heal the wounds of the feminine voice, and the ways that many of us may have experienced some wounding around the throat chakra. And this happens in various degrees, in various ways, in various lifetimes for many of us. But part of what I feel the Priestess Collective is working very hard on is this real sense of bringing healing to those places. And actually, as I really wanted to share about today in this circle, I really believe this is one of the core priestess wounds that so many of us are working with, and that is really crucial to the creation of sustainable new earth or goddess communities. And many of you I know are very community minded. We're really so blessed to have this gorgeous community of souls that meets every month for these circles. But I know from my personal connections with some of you that many of you are really connected in your local community and in your priestess work to really going as deep as you can into healing wounds of separation, into healing the wounds that have kept the goddess mysteries so hidden for so long. And this manifests so differently for each one of us. I mean, I remember when I had my academic job working as a research scientist, one of my supervisors, she's an amazing woman. I actually was blessed to have two incredible female scientist supervisors in my PhD research, and then after that as well. And I just really remember this sense of the small ways in which we would be connecting beyond just the real world kind of physical 3D research into this sense of, oh wow, like we're women working together in this realm where women have historically been excluded. And this is the case for most professions, right? So some of you may resonate with this in your own working lives, whatever you do. It's this sense of really traversing those boundaries of traditional kind of hierarchical communication structures that exist within most organizations. And, you know, many of you know that for several years, I was working within the nexus of the Glastonbury Goddess Temple, and I still very much support the temple in all the work that I do. And that is an example of an organization that is really rebirthing itself in this way that is non-hierarchical, that is really honoring the voices of all of the people, women and men, who are involved. And this is one of the gifts of Aquarius, right? And I wonder if, well, actually, Patty probably does have Mercury in Aquarius, I'm guessing. I don't know where Mercury is right now. But, you know, Aquarius is very much connected to this visionary communication, this idea of really understanding how we can actually level up in the ways that we create community, in the ways that we create team around our work, around whatever it is that we bring to the world. And, you know, for myself and a few others here who have natal moon in Aquarius, this has felt like an important part of my mission as well, as I grow the community here and in the Myrtle Grove Mystery School that is the foundation for my business practice, is really finding these ways now. Moving into 2023, we've been through so many hiccups and so many monumental things as a collective. This new moon in Aquarius feels like such a beautiful, fresh space for new beginnings and for the potential for that visionary communication to come forward now. And so I'm curious, those of you that are with us live today for this circle, if you have a word or words that you are journeying with in 2023, I know this is quite a common spiritual practice these days, really beautiful, simple practice of finding the words that resonate with you, that you're going to kind of really hold in your heart for this year. I would love just to hear what some of those words might be. If you feel called to, pop it in the chat and we can really acknowledge you and really bring these vibrations into the circle, because Aquarius is all about the collective. Yeah, Jemima says abundance. Debbie's word is surrender. Tony Ann's is surrender and love. Stephanie's is embodiment. Lynn's is confidence. Alison says opportunities. KB says expansion. Elizabeth says vitality. Angelia's is fearless evolution. Oh, I love that. Magic is Paula's word. Kia is manifestation. Wow, so many amazing words. Amazing. Alina is joy. Christine is we are one. Beth is allow. Linda's is self-expression and miracles. Jess is peace. Her word is peace. Lucille's is diamond heart. Sandra's is vortex. Sarah's is fresh. Marcella's is love and community. Lauren Rose says surrender to divine unconditional love. Emily's words are leadership, crystalline love and gentleness. Lucille says limitless. Teresa's is collaboration. Alina says ruthless creation. Amazing. And Claudia says peace and love. Oh, so amazing, everyone. Yeah. So really holding the vibrations of these words in our heart today and in the center of this community circle. And I'd like to offer my words, which are collaboration and visionary, and also sustainability is a big one for me. Yeah. And so I really see in that, you know, that simple exercise, that simple practice, it's that act of drawing in through the word, through the voice, that vibration which we are actualizing, which we are calling in. And we spoke quite a bit about the practice of calling in and working with calling in your guides daily in our last circle, which is on my YouTube channel if you didn't watch it. be sure to have a look at that beautiful circle last time and the ways in which we were exploring invocation and the power of invocation. And so this word practice is another example of that, right? And especially in this Aquarius season now, this is where we're seeing the power of the word becoming real, becoming manifest, which is one of the many reasons why I love to work with the voice and really honing and really connecting to our voice as this sacred channel, not only for transmission, but also for manifestation. And I really believe that this is one of the ways in which sacred sound and word was used by the ancient priestesses across the goddess temples of the ancient world. And something that I've been journeying with especially has been the power of really using the word in our everyday life to lift ourselves into that vibration that we're calling in. And, you know, I was sitting in a sharing circle not that long ago where, and some of you might resonate with this, where there was this real pattern occurring that I was just noticing, and I wasn't in judgment around it. I was purely noticing that what was happening in the shares was this sense of really focusing on the bad stuff. And I think this is perhaps just quite a common way in which human beings kind of like, when people ask us what's going on, rather than focus on all that's good and all that's positive, perhaps we have this sense of like, oh, well, I don't want anyone to think that I'm boasting about the good things, or that I'm becoming bigger than my boots, or any of these kind of classic things, right? And when I was sitting in this sharing circle, I found myself trying to think of things that were wrong with my life that I could share. And I had to really catch myself in that moment and just be like, whoa, okay. I'm really noticing and understanding my own tendency to lean towards the negative in the way that I express my inner world. And this is not in any way to say that everything in life is easy or wonderful, or that we should see the good side of everything. No, of course not, because those raw emotions of the pain that's going on is so important to express, right, on our journey of healing. We can't pretend that it's not there. If we do that, then we enter into that same suppression of the feminine voice that's been occurring for millennia. So that is not what I'm saying here at all. I hope that's coming across in the right way. But more what I mean is this space where even when things are really difficult, which, you know, for each of us, we're on such an individual journey, and I know there is a lot going on in the world right now, there's this sense that we can call to our priestess self or higher self, deeper self, however you express that, to find the words that are going to lift us into the vibration of what we're calling in. And when we talk about other people as well, we can bring this in, you know. So if someone is really going through a hard time and they're experiencing illness in their body, perhaps, the way that we express when we talk about them is also very powerful. We can say, oh, so-and-so is healing. They're really on the road to recovery. I'm really visualizing them fully healed. And this releases ourselves from any of these limitations that we've placed upon ourselves unconsciously. And this is one of the ways in which we liberate ourselves from those limiting beliefs that society perhaps has kind of layered gently upon us, or not so gently, over our lives. But it's just felt so important, especially in these times where if we listen to the mainstream narrative, we can really get drawn into some very unhappy places and make that our reality, when even in the small moments, by actually using the word and the voice to call in the vibration of what we want for our day, saying to ourselves, Today is going to be an incredible day. Using the power of affirmation in the smallest ways can really have such huge ripple effects. And not only does it affect our present reality, but it also affects what we're able to actually welcome in and enter into our lives. Have any of you ever had an experience where you manifested something so quickly that was so amazing that part of you didn't want to believe that it was real? Where you were like, oh wait, this can't be happening to me. There must be a catch. There must be something that bad around the corner that's going to spoil or ruin this experience. There are these moments in time where we get to actually expand what we believe is possible for ourselves to receive. And a really key thing is bringing our voice and the way we communicate about our lives to others online and on board with your dreams and visions. So this is part of the practice that we're going to be doing together today, is working with your 2023 affirmations. And perhaps this includes the word or words that you resonated with in 2023 and that you're carrying through in this vibration for this year. So Aquarius new moon, and on top of that we have this beautiful magical moment in the cosmos where all of the planets are now direct, I think until mid-April. So we had the release not only from that intense Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, but also from Mars retrograde in Gemini. Both of those planets are moving direct along with the rest of our solar system, beautiful planetary bodies. So this is a really beautiful moment in time where we can now actually start to move forward and take action on those dreams and visions that perhaps have really been percolating for us since the winter solstice or earlier. But I don't know about you all, but for me, during this Mercury retrograde, there has been such a beautiful invitation to go within and to really use that retrograde time to be very inward, not to be kind of shouting and screaming on social media. Not that I do that anyway, but sometimes it feels like that is what is demanded of us by some of these platforms, right? And so actually, my intention for this year is that during the Mercury retrograde periods, I'll actually be on a deliberate sabbatical from social media, because I think it's so interesting to just really take that time to go within and hone and craft our communication skills when Mercury, the planet of communication, is retrograde. But now, of course, since January 18th, we've been released from that, so we can actually really begin to firm up some of these decisions that we've been mulling over. Some of the places where we've been wondering, do we go this way or that way? I really do feel with this Aquarius new moon, there's this fresh ability to actually rise up out of that deep well of inner knowing that we've received during this time between winter solstice to now. And actually, as Aquarius does, like the water bearer, pour this balm, this nectar of what we've brought up from deep within onto our dreams and visions and plans for the rest of the year. And I just love the visual that comes with Aquarius, really sensing that wisdom, that deep inner knowledge that comes from looking within, from going into that deep well of inner knowing. So actually, it's kind of been a perfect time for a Mercury retrograde, really, if we can think of perfect times in astrology, that we had it during this deep winter time, when many of us are in a place of more inner stillness than perhaps we might be for the rest of the year. But Kia and I were just talking before we went live today about how we'd actually love to have a period of inner stillness, not just in the winter solstice, right? It's like we have to wait a whole year for that permission slip to pause and go within. And I think part of that is, of course, that the whole world kind of to some extent hits pause for a few days between Christmas and New Year, at least in the Western world, right? But other than that, there isn't really a time during the year when there's very little going on and the lines of communication are on pause. So maybe we can create that for ourselves. So if that calls to you, I'm curious if any of you might feel called to join me on that intentional inner retreat during the retrogrades this year. There's one in Taurus season and one in Virgo season, when Mercury's retrograde again. And Mercury retrograde gets such a bad rap, right? Everything and anything gets blamed on Mercury retrograde. But actually, what I've discovered is that it's such a beautiful time to actually take that moment to second guess the spontaneous decisions that we might be about to make. That we can actually say, wait a minute, is that really what I want? Is this really my highest truth? Is this really in integrity? Because that is such a core part of the priestess path, is finding that way that we present and birth our work in the world that truly is in integrity with our soul's path and the beauty, the flourishing of the soul's wisdom from deep within. I think it's one of the most unique things about making this spiritual path, whether you associate with the word priestess or not, this pathway of self-inquiry and evolution on a journey of spiritual service, taking these regular times to pause and really, it's kind of like we're buffing up a beautiful jewel. We're really looking at all the places that have become a bit dusty or that we're not sure are really in alignment with us anymore, and using that invitation just to let it go. And maybe that's connections, relationships, friendships that are not in alignment or the highest good for either of you. Maybe it's in your work, letting go of projects that are not in alignment anymore. It's taking that moment to really hone in on what it is. What is that core jewel, that beautiful visionary intention that you're bringing in for this year? Yeah, so looking at the chat, a few of you are really resonating with that invitation, which is beautiful. Okay, lovely. So I feel I've definitely talked enough about the beauty of this new moon. It's definitely a big one. And I'd love for us now to go on a journey and actually begin to bring in some of these affirmations. I want to find a word that's kind of more crafted than affirmation. Perhaps it will come to me when we're in the journey. Because it's not just about affirmation, it's about actually really claiming what it is, what our true heart's desire really is. Beyond any surface level New Year's resolutions that we may feel under pressure to make, let's just see this as an opportunity to find that inner kernel of truth that wants to be brought to light now. So just inviting you all to, journey with me in the next few minutes, and we will be making some sound, we will be using our voices, but you can absolutely lie down if you feel more comfortable to. And if you remain seated, just really ensuring that your body is really comfortable and supported. So that might mean that you place a cushion under your seat, under your sit bones or the small of your back. Really taking this moment to get anything you need to be comfortable and warm for the next few minutes. So just inviting you to drop into your breath. Taking some deep breaths now. Inviting you for this practice today to breathe in and out of your mouth if that feels comfortable for you. And loosening and relaxing the jaw, letting the tongue be heavy in the mouth. You may wish to just run the tongue lightly around the teeth, exploring the inside of the mouth. This is a really beautiful way to actually relax the jaw, relax the tongue, relax the vocal cords. And making any sighs or sounds that want to come. Welcoming yourself here to this new moon in Aquarius circle, this emanation of divine feminine light that you each uniquely hold. Knowing that however you feel, whatever you are bringing is so welcome. And as you breathe in and out, feeling the support of Mother Earth, of Gaia. Below you, all around you, in the sights and sounds of her nature. And if you're inside in this moment, just expanding your visual awareness with eyes closed or with a soft gaze to see the nature that's around you. Maybe there is a lawn of grass outside where you are. Maybe there are trees. Maybe you can hear the bird song. Maybe there's a river. Maybe you're near the ocean. But just using this moment as this exercise and just expanding that visual muscle to see what you can't actually see with your physical eyes, but you can see with your inner eyes, and you can hear with your inner ears. And all of this is a part of your reality. Welcoming all of it. And just inviting you now to begin to awaken your voice with a humming tone in the back of your throat. Can be any tone, pitch, quiet or loud. Making that first contact. And we call in the support of all of your own unique individual guides and helpers, all of the beings that you work with on the inner planes. We call in the ancestral presences that work with us, with humanity, calling in and honoring the ancestors. We call in the energies of Mother Gaia, moving now gently, slowly through this period of winter stillness towards the time of Imbolc, the season of the maiden goddess, Bridie, Brigid, Brige, she who waits for us on the threshold, bringing new promise and new beginnings. We feel her maiden, childlike laughter as we pour our own love into our own hearts and the heart of our inner child, our inner maiden. She who is waiting patiently for winter to end so that she can play in the flower gardens, in the rose gardens of spring and summer. And in this moment, we make this wish that we can create that garden of plenty, abundance, connection, joy, playfulness for our inner maiden to sparkle within. This is something that we would love for all humanity, to really be in the playfulness of the inner child and the innocence of the inner child, even as we operate and create within the adult world. We call in the energies of Hathor, ancient goddess of music and sacred sound, to bless and uplift our voices and our affirmations today. We call in Isis, Divine Mother, Golden Mother of abundance and inspiration, Winged Goddess, protecting us through the storms, through the upheavals. And we call in, especially this evening, the Lady of Avalon, the Lady of the Lake, Nimue, Vivienne, Morgana, Nolava. Bless us with your love, Lady. In this season of Aquarius, as we are now on the crest of this new moon, we call in your insights into the lake of reflection, the Lady of the Lake, showing us that inner truth, always guiding us into the deepest heart of our inner wisdom that is the way of Avalon. We call in your blessings this day. Hail and welcome, Lady of Avalon. And inviting you now to see in your third eye, a space is opening up for you, a portal for you to step through. Finding yourself on the shores of a lake. And as you step forward through this portal and are visualizing this lake, you can actually somatically drop your inner eyes downwards and inwards through your body, down into the deep inner womb space, the hara, the sacral chakra, the deepest, innermost part of you, your emotional body, the waters of your emotional body. Calling to Aquarius, the water bearer, to open up this inner visual of the real truth that is underneath it all. And as you look into the waters, the still waters of this lake, allowing yourself this sweet relief of seeing simply the truth of what is really going on for you, what is really within at this time. Lady of Avalon, Lady, I love you. No lover, bless me with your love. And when you look up into the sky above you in this journey, you feel the new moon, the presence of the moon, as it is now very close to the earth. And seeing the constellation of Aquarius, the water bearer, she who pours her balm of truth upon the wounds of the world. And feeling within you any places where you are holding some doubt, some fear that you cannot, that you're not able to visualize, actualize, call in whatever your dreams and visions are for 2023. Just being really so honest with yourself now, if there are any places of doubt within you, and really welcoming them. Saying, I see you. I welcome you. It's okay to be in doubt, for I know that this will not last forever. And we call now to the energies of the Lady of the Lake, the Lady of Avalon. You may feel her as a purple mist around your vision. You may hear her on the breeze that rustles over the lake. You may see the lady coming towards you over the lake as a shimmering, divine feminine energy that resides, that is called in, that is invoked at the heart of this deep well of remembering. And inviting you to offer your gifts of doubt, of fear, of not knowing into this purple mist. Or if she's coming to you as a physical shape, into the arms of the goddess. Offering this to her. And together we will make 3 tones as we offer up any of this old sticky energy of this Mercury retrograde time, any doubts we've had, offering this to the constellations, to the stars, offering it to the divine, offering it to the Lady of the Lake. And whatever your voice sounds like is perfect. Taking a deep breath and offering this sacred gift of sound. And you may feel your hands or your arms or your feet, legs beginning to tingle. This energy that we've called in, the energy of the Lady of Avalon, is a really powerful energy. It's an energy that has the potential to help us transform whatever it is that we are uniquely healing. And so now, with your inner vision, with your inner sight, seeing reflected in the lake, the vision of what you are truly calling in for 2023, this divine year of the number 7, the number of enlightenment, the number of initiation. What is waiting for you this year? What are you creating? And from your pocket, producing a beautiful goblet or chalice. And you're just going to scoop some of these waters containing your vision up and holding them to your lips, drinking in this nectar, feeling it nourishing you, supporting you to actualize, filling you with that knowing, that deep inner knowing that you are the creatrix, creator being. And being really so intentional with this. Allowing your heart to expand without fear. It's okay to ask for what I desire. the goddess, God, creatrix, creator beings of all life that reside within every cell of us. They are always journeying towards the creation of more life. The universe is always expanding. It is okay to ask to be the creatrix, creator. It is okay to be that. It is okay. It is blessed. It is powerful. It is the only truth that we create our reality. And so as you drink in this nectar, allowing it to nourish your heart, support your bones and your body, I'm seeing now, if an affirmation comes to you now, perhaps it contains the word or words that you brought forward at the beginning of this journey. I am. And following this with the words that you see in your vision. Just allowing your mind to reveal itself. What are the words that come with this vision? And holding that in your heart. And after this circle is complete, you may wish to write this affirmation, these words, on some paper and place this on your altar as an intentional practice of continuing this calling in your heart's desire. Knowing that this can always change as you grow ever more intentional with how you create in harmony with the universe and with Mother Gaia. And so now, bringing in your vision back to your third eye, stepping back through this portal, bringing your inner vision up now, back into the here and now, breathing all parts of you fully back. Giving thanks to the Lady of the Lake and all of the beautiful beings of Avalon that weave their circle of light and protection around you and all whom you love. Coming back. And if you feel to join with me, I'm going to sing this Lady of Avalon chant. It's been quite a while since we sang this together in a circle that I host. This is a chant that was written by Sally Pullinger. Lady of Avalon, Lady, I love you. No lover, bless me with your love. The words are, Lady of Avalon, Lady, I love you. No lover, bless me with your love. Let's sing it one more time if you feel called. Calling in that paradise for us all, within and without. Lady of Avalon, Lady, I love you. No lover, bless me with your love. Lady of Avalon, Lady, I love you. No And we give thanks today for the beauty and the divine love and light that shines forth from every single one of us. We give thanks for our own unique connection to divinity, to sacred life, that has called you to be part of this circle, knowing that you are so welcome, that your unique and ancient wisdom is so welcome. Blessed be. Thank you. And so, beloved ones, as we return from that journey, if anyone feels called to share maybe what their word or affirmation was, or anything else from that journey, feel free. If it really helps you to ground back in, to actually write or type, I know it definitely helps me. Yeah, feel free to share those words of welcome for your new year in the chat. And it's been such a glorious gathering this evening, and it was so interesting because when I pulled the card earlier today, and it was the Lady of the Lake card, and I was using the Wisdom of Avalon card deck. I would show it to you, but I'd have to get up and untangle myself and go and get it. And the Lady of the Lake card, what it says in that deck is inner truth, integrity, the highest respect for yourself. And I really have this sense that this year for us as a goddess community, as a priestess community, this is such a huge theme in the way that we collaborate, the way we communicate, so that each one feels so fully respected. And this is what we can offer to others, but first and foremost, it actually has to be anchored with that inner self-respect that we bring, and knowing that whenever things are not in alignment, it is okay to let it go, to let it dissolve. Yeah, beautiful. Eva says, I am the priestess of the temple. I connect to the crystalline light and bring it down to earth. Wow, amazing. Such a beautiful vision. Heather says she's calling in abundance, vitality, love, creation, joy, and laughter. Elizabeth says Aquarius season will be a renaissance, exploring my dreams because I have the power to make them come true. Yeah, Aquarius really is this expansion of our horizons to know that anything is possible. And when we combine that with the grounded knowing of Mother Earth, that the universe is always creating and expanding, we see that truth in our everyday. A little ritual that Jerome and I have been doing every day so far this year, pretty much, we've missed a couple of days I think, is we're going on a morning jog, a morning run. And if you know me, this is big for me because I famously really dislike running. And every morning we run to a specific tree and we make our prayers in the same spot. And I have to tell you, this is such a beautiful morning ritual and practice. I really hope we can keep it up for the whole year. And this was part of the reason why I brought in that visual of expanding, to see those little spots and places in nature that we can each go to make our prayers, to connect with that greening life force spirit, even in really tricky, difficult times, really connecting with that daily to call in that shift in our vibration that we're seeking. Yeah. And actually, I have to say, one of the things we were praying about manifested within 3 days. It was actually really so fast. We were both like, wow, did that really just happen? So it's such a powerful practice, whether you call it prayer or meditation, affirmation setting, invocations, that time we take to actually fully believe in ourselves and in the power of our vision. Yeah, so such a beautiful time together. And I have to say, I am so looking forward to this year and all of the teachings and the visions that are being brought through in our beautiful school and Sacred Sound community here. We're beginning on February 7th with a 2-hour masterclass that I'm holding called Instruments of the Goddess. And I really hope that if it calls you, you'll join us, because this is a brand new masterclass that I've created, which really consolidates a lot of the historical research that I've been doing over the past few years into the ancient musician priestesses, and really hearing their voices and bringing them back to our awareness. So this masterclass will be part research and historical synthesis and academic knowledge, and then also we will be really journeying with what those kernels of truth for our own path as musician priestesses, as sacred sound workers in the world is, and how we can be inspired by these ancient mysteries of sacred sound. So Kia's going to pop in the chat for you the link to the masterclass, and if you feel called to go deeper into that really ancient knowledge and really know this for yourself, I would love to see you there. It's on February 7th, and you'll receive the replay when you register as well. And that is the first of the outward facing offerings that we have for this year. And this is just going to be this beautiful year of both online and in-person gatherings and trainings, with our Priestess of Sacred Sound Practitioner training, which begins in June. We do have an in-person retreat each year for that training, but I'm always adding more in-person gatherings to the calendar, because I just feel there's something so magical and special about really actually connecting up the dots and creating those sacred sound ceremonies in person as well as online. So if you feel called to join us for any of our gatherings online or in person, I'm so honored to receive you and to share these ancient teachings, and to also really help each one of you to reawaken that spark within you. Because from what we found with last year's Priestess of Sacred Sound training, all of the women who walked through had their unique connection to the mystery schools and their unique path that they developed, which was just so magical to see. So it's really become this co-creation. So yeah, I hope you will join us for that masterclass on February 7th. It's absolutely packed with beautiful imagery of the sound temples that I've discovered, of the musician priestesses, of the ways in which we can see the common themes and actually begin to understand what those ancient sound healing modalities were, and bring them alive again in our communities and circles. So I hope that if you join us for that masterclass, my intention is that you really come away with that deep connection for yourself of what your unique pathway with this is. So thank you for putting that in the chat, Kia, and we'll send it out with the replay as well. And on the YouTube description as well. So beloveds, thank you for your presence on this new moon and for being a part of our Divine Pulse community. Yeah, it's become such a beautiful vessel for our monthly visioning sessions, this circle. So I'm really grateful that you've gathered with me today live, or if you're watching the replay. And thank you to everyone here with me on Zoom for sharing your light in the chat and for being a part of this new moon co-creation, because I really believe this is what humanity has always done. We have always journeyed in community, with the seasons and cycles, but actually making the divine a reality through the power of our word and our ritual and ceremony, and the ways that we create intentionality around our life's path and the beauty that we get to bring in our work on earth. So I'm so blessed to be in connection with all of you, and I wish you a really beautiful Aquarius season. And we'll gather again on the 18th of February. And that's actually going to be a very, very special circle. I'll be sharing more about it because, yeah, we have a few things to put in place to allow this magic to unfold. But as always, that will be a free circle on February 18th, but there'll be a really specific theme for that one. So keep your eyes on your emails if you're registered to receive our updates. And I'm sending you all so much love with great gratitude and blessings on your path. Thank you so much. See you soon. Huge love.